Alright, this is Old Gaming Guru. I am here with my Bleed Poison Bow Arrow Marksman. We're going to go on another run here. I'm a much higher level. I'm like 20 levels higher than I was on the last video, so let's check out how this character is doing. We are not into corruption yet. We have not picked up all of our bonuses from completing different nodes here on the map, so I'm at Ending the Storm. I am level 73, and let's go ahead and see how it's playing without corruption. Then I'll walk through an analysis of the build and what makes it tick. Basically, this is bleed poison. We're getting our bleed from using puncture as our main attack, and our boss killer is going to be poison, and we are going to be using, of course, acid flask to do a huge chunk of damage, especially if the boss stands in one place for a period of time. Now, I will tell you is the one downfall of this is if the boss moves around a lot, you're going to have to move around a lot too to go ahead and kill bosses, because you are pretty squishy, and acid flask here does a boatload of damage. The way I've got it spec'd out, the problem is that if the mobs move, then they move out of the acid pools. Alright, but they still take the base damage. Okay, so the first thing I've got going on here, okay, so there's my acid flask. My acid flask drop. Okay, that was a pretty good example of how we do on bosses. Okay, so, because I hate those guys with this character. Alright, so, you can see here, Puncture does a pretty good job of clearing out non-bosses. And acid blast there is doing damage there on the big guy. Alright. So, alright, we're going to use dodge as our primary defensive. Okay, but let's look over our buttons real quick here. We got shift. That's going to give me some buffs and get me out of harm's way. Acid flask is going to do most of my damage to anything that's not moving around a lot. And I cast it using shift, and I can manually cast it in the armor I have on. Really quickly right here, Eliko's Abandon is what makes it do so much more damage. That third one down, throwing an acid flask consumes a potion to throw an additional flask that does double damage. Okay, so we double dip every time.
Not happening.
Not as fast a killer as my VK, but hey, he still doesn't do too bad. Alright. I totally forgot about that. Okay, so acid flask. Acid flask manually. And boom. Alright. So you can see how this build basically works.
Not happening.
Okay, so one of the key things about this build is you're going to need to pick up healing flasks as often as you can. Okay, and that brought me absolutely nothing but a mana regen. Okay, so once again, I'm using shift, cast flask, and off we go. Alright, now what I haven't done, and I'll put it right on the next one here, is my defensive buffs. Hey, you can see here, we throw up. Okay, we're going to throw up Smoke Bomb and Decoy as defensive mechanisms. They will also buff our offense by shredding armor, which is going to be see how the acid flask takes normally tough mobs out. And your puncture does quite a bit of damage itself. And starts helping you stack bleed and poison with every hit. I also got a little bit of fire damage in there too, so I also can do quite a bit more dot damage. See here, killing bosses isn't too bad. Yeah, you shift to throw 2 flasks. You can bookend the mobs. See here, the flasks pretty much take down trash mob, big things of trash mobs. And they also too. Ta-da, just like that. Remember to keep grabbing those flasks. Okay, ooh, that's interesting. I'll look at it later. Bookend. And flask takes care of it when you shift. Keep grabbing your health pots. No problem. Yeah, the only thing is with your smoke bomb and your decoy, I do not have a lot of cooldown reduction, so let's see. Pretty clean. And is that worth it? I'll just throw that. Okay, who's got it, boys? Here's your rock still. And so far, it looks like I win. Okay. Like I said, nice, simple, neat build, fast build. Bit of zoom in there. Oh, I forgot that one. No wonder I should have been done. Sorry about that. But you can see this is just nice, simple, clean build. And it's not worth it. Alright, so good. We got somebody to help me here. And I'll do a mini boss here. And just because he's a really, really good somebody really moves a lot. Nice. Anyways, you get the gist here. Oh, I've been looking for that helmet for my guy. Alright, are any of these worthwhile? No. Let's make sure we get back as many potions as we can so we can go on to the next map. And we're done. That was it. Okay. Would have been faster if I had been paying attention to the map. Alright, so we got that. Let's get our treasure. And let's take a look at what makes this guy tick again. Alright, so. Don't know how that happened, but we'll check that out again here in a moment. Okay, so look at our character sheet. I really need to get some more dexterity for some more dodge. Okay, so. Alright, also give me some more bow damage. You can see my resistances. Those always are capped out. Alright, my dodge is 57%. I've got a little bit of armor mitigation, which is not going to do me much if I get hit. I'm counting on that dodge. So I need to get dodge way up to its cap. Okay, so we got to get some more dex. We got to get some more dodge gear. Alright, looking down this thing, my bow attack speed is not great. So if that could come up, that would give me a lot more damage. I do pick up some more here. And I'm doing almost no critical chance, so I'm doing all dots. Increased damage over time is 270. That needs to be improved. And defenses. Alright, so my crit strike avoidance is 91. And my reduced bonus damage from crits. Okay, so I gotta get another 9 points of avoidance. Alright, we're not going to have much anything else other than that. We do have less damage time being taken. So we got a reduction there, which is important because my health is kind of low. Alright, so there's the character. Here's the skills. Alright, so in this one, okay, so puncture is our main attack. We wanted to get it to poison on hit. We could switch everything to bleed and see how that does, but I'm actually doubling down with poison and with bleed. So alright, there we go. This one helps me kill large packs. This adds a chance to do more bleed and shred resistance. Okay, and it gives me a bit more hit damage, not a lot. Probably could take the point out of there and put it someplace else. That goes melee. And we're going to up our chance to bleed. Okay, flask. You want to go over here and get all this efficacious toxins. And I've got it here on this one. And I've got it here on puncture. So my two attacks basically add a boatload of increased damage over time, so that's a good thing. I'm not sure if those two stack, but anyways, the important thing is if they're standing in one of my pools and getting hit by puncture, they're taking more damage over time. Alright, so I'm gonna just put that one in extra damage for right now. Of course, shift, we're going for these, your gifts. So you'll drop a flask from where you leave and from where you end up. Alright, we then also too have invulnerability during shift. We get back a little bit of dodge at the end of a shift. Okay, this one's kind of key here. You consume a health potion if you are below 15% health. That's a great defensive tool. I added the shadow just because my gear has some things on there that proc when a shadow's procced. Alright, but this is basically just to get the flask to drop, restore some mana, and cost less mana, but it primarily is to get out of the way. But I use it as a damage tool, sprinting around packs. Alright, so the next one, we want the clouds to remain long. We want our Crimson Shroud to give us bleed chance and less damage over time. Okay, we're going to apply Frailty. We're going to get Silver Shroud, and we're going to get Cleanse Negative Ailments. Absolutely critical for this build. Alright, Smoke Cloud, Dusk Shroud. We have a lot of ways we get Dusk Shroud from the Rogue tree, but we're just going to keep adding Dusk Shroud. It gives me Glancing Blow chance, and that is a key part of your survivability. Okay, Decoy. We go over here, we pick all these buffs up and a debuff on our opponents. Okay, so we get Haste, we get Frailty added to enemies, and we get Armor Shred. Then we just add a couple points to add some more damage when it explodes, because it doesn't stay up very long, so you might as well have it do some more damage on its way out. Alright, so that is pretty much my skill set. My trees. Rogue base tree, we went for attack speed. A little bit of dexterity here, and some dodge rating to get to evasion. So this gives me a bunch of additional dodge. Also less damage taken while moving. Okay, so that's critical. More haste, glancing blow, and then this one's critical is when you use a skill that costs 0 mana, like Puncture does, you get health and mana back. And we double dip on this in our Puncture tree. At least I thought we did. Poison, poison, poison. Oh, I thought we got some back. Where did we double dip on that? Hold on. I apologize. There's our double dip. Okay, sorry, it's in our Marksman tree. So I thought it was actually in Puncture, but draining arrows here, 40 health per hit. Yeah, pretty good. So altogether I get like 64 health per hit. And that keeps me in the game. We get dexterity. I picked up concentration and the nice bonus to dodge rating there. Okay, and we get additional dodge with concentration. This is not a huge one, but the dodge helps, and also the improved dodge rating while concentrating helps. It doesn't happen very often, but this is a permanent 200%, and you don't need to be concentrated, so there you go. Alright. Damage over time, obviously. We also get chance to bleed, res shred, and physical damage. Poison penetration is critical here, so we get poison penetration anywhere we can, and also physical penetration. I picked these up here to cause rain of arrows to basically fire off. Nothing huge, but I get a thing of Silver Shroud, I get an extra attack to apply another bleed and poison, so all's good. And then Sharpshooter basically is going to give me armor shred, stun chance, and also to bow damage per stack of 25%, which is big. So that does a lot of extra damage, and that's where I'm at right now. Going towards the end, I'm going to max out these points. I'm switching over. I'm picking up Flow and Glancing Blow on hit from the Blade Dancer tree. I don't think there's really anything else I'm going to want to get out of here. So I could take one in this, but nah, it's not enough health to really matter. So I'm not going to take a lot there. I'm going to finish off my Marksman tree, and that's pretty much going to be it. and I've got the really key points that I want right now. It's just putting a little more points in them, picking up some more dexterity, and that'll round this build out. So there you have it on the tree. And like I said, simple play style. Start firing. If too many enemies come, shift to surround the packs around you. That will then release Acid Flask. Throw Acid Flask again, especially if it's a boss. It'll pretty much kill anything. If it's going to be a longer fight, drop Smoke Bomb and Decoy for extra damage and Armor Shred, and this guy holds his own. So that's pretty much it, this update at 73. Hope you enjoyed the video. Old Gaming Guru out.